I really, really enjoy and am pretty interested in the way that you kind of take these sort of essential concepts and maybe basic building blocks of science and figure out ways to work with kids and have them understand these concepts from their perspective and their experience, and really kind of develop things around those ideas and kind of work from that. Being considerate, um, and sort of being self-aware, I think. And I guess that could be, from just walking on the sidewalk and, someone that pulls out their phone and maybe steps to the side and doesn't just, stop in the middle of the way, or, kind of avoid like just walking into people on the sidewalk. So some sort of level of self-awareness. The values that I sort of was raised within definitely helped, I think, to shape the way that I go about things and my disposition. And I would say that the values that I experienced through a Quaker upbringing were ones that would, have helped me to be able to proceed calmly through matters and try to see all sides, and patience. I think that silence, and this is echoed in people that think back on the school that have gone here. I'd say that silence is definitely a component of friends that I admire. Again, I'm not sure if I could say silent to describe the school because, as always, it's sort of like in the same way that I'm not sure if I could say simple as a way to describe the school because that's more of a question. What is simple? And that's definitely a word that I appreciate. And this maybe is thinking about sort of the Quaker values that surround the school and are at the core of the school. In terms of, thinking about silence, thinking about simplicity. But I think probably following along this trajectory, I would also say community. I think definitely that community is definitely a big element of what, it's one of the key values I feel in Quakerism, and it's one thing that I project here, if not, kind of project as a question in terms of community. But I think that that's a really important part of the school, for sure. My personal motto is probably Clean Plate Club in terms of, meals and, taking what you can use and then I think utilizing what you have. But it's really just, going to mealtime and really kind of wanting to finish all the food that I take. And I think that's probably my personal motto. And I would hope that also is one of those things that, is this part of my life, but there's ways that it expands into other parts of my life and being. With the starting of the garden out on the terrace, there's been a way to really, I think, like complete that circle and that cycle. So the kids are, they're eating an apple and snack, and they throw the apple core in the compost bin. That gets taken out to the compost bin outside, spends a couple of months in the compost bin. Then the kids will sift the compost, get the finished product, add that to the planters, where they're then planting seeds and growing plants, and then they're growing plants that they can eat, and then they're eating the plants. So it's really enjoyable for me, and I think it's a huge thing to be able to have that sort of like full cycle.